Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers urged to consider selection that would change everything at number 20. The Pittsburgh Steelers made 6 separate quarterback transactions this offseason. Entering the NFL draft, they will have 3 signal callers on their 2024 roster. But that hasn't stopped analysts from suggesting the Steelers as a first-round landing spot for Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr. Pro Football Talks' Mike Florio didn't just state Penix as a possibility at number 20 overall for the Steelers. On April 24, Florio argued the Steelers may view Penix as the best first-round value they can find. They don't waste their time, and they brought him in for a visit, Florio said of the Steelers and Penix while appearing on 93.7 The Fan on April 24. So if he's there at number 20, I think you at least consider it. You've got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields under contract for this year. But Michael Penix could be the plan for next year. That would change everything. ESPN's Brad Henderson wrote on March 28 that the Steelers were one of 5 teams that scheduled a pre-draft visit with Penix. The others were the New York Giants, Atlanta Falcons, Las Vegas Raiders, and Denver Broncos. Penix has been a very polarizing prospect throughout the draft process. The NFL mock draft database reported Penix has gone in the first round of only 45.6% of NFL mock drafts. However, some mock drafts rank him as a top 15 selection. Therefore, teams with quarterback questions could face pressure to take Penix in the second half of the first round. 93.7 The Fan's Andrew Filipponi tweeted a summary of what Florio said about the possibility of Pittsburgh targeting Penix at number 20 overall. Judging by the replies, the average Steelers fan finds it difficult to believe that it's a possibility. Better chance of Jesus Christ rising from the dead and announcing the 20th pick than there is them taking a QB, 1933 Black and Gold wrote on X. Come on man. But with Omar Khan as general manager, Steelers fans are quickly learning to never say never. 6 weeks ago, signing Russell Wilson or trading for Justin Fields were far from guarantees, and the Steelers did both. So, the Steelers drafting Penix probably shouldn't be ruled out entirely. Florio argued why during one of his previous radio visits that 93.7 The Fan played as a clip to tease his upcoming segment on April 24. You want all possibilities to be on the table. Would it be stunning for the Steelers to take a quarterback given what they've done this year and given that they can basically evaluate Russell Wilson and Justin Fields each for a full year and decide what to do for 2025? That would be surprising, Florio said. But they've already kicked the tires on Michael Penix Jr. so, if he's floating around at 20, I'd say it's a possibility that the Steelers could take him there. They've done their homework there. We don't know if they liked or didn't like what they saw when they did their homework. But maybe at the end of the day, if Penix is their best available player. Whatever justification you want to give, it could happen. In 6 college seasons, Penix posted a 63.3% completion percentage and averaged 8.2 yards per pass with 96 touchdowns and 34 interceptions. Last year, he threw for 4,903 yards with 36 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. The other possibility, which seems much more likely, is the Steelers are creating the illusion of interest in Penix. That could potentially drive up the price for any team interested in trading for Pittsburgh's number 20 pick to select the Washington quarterback. That would explain why the Steelers hosted Penix for a pre-draft visit. Maybe, the Steelers see that as a spot to trade the pick to get Michael Penix to someone else, Florio said. Some teams like to really know the player so they can properly evaluate the pick. Because at that point, you aren't trading for the pick, you are trading for the player. Even if the Steelers are openly not interested in Penix, they could ask for more in a trade for the number 20 pick if they are aware of exactly how good of a prospect he is. You mad, bro? Pens fans fed up with Mike Sullivan, Pirates fans peeved over pitch counts, loud Kenny Pickett loyalists. at the time of this post, the Steelers haven't made their first-round pick in the NFL draft. So no one in Pittsburgh can be angry about that. Yet. However, we do have Pitt fans prickly about Kenny Pickett, Penguins fans piping up about missing the playoffs, and Pirates fans pontificating about pitch counts. That's still plenty of peeved people full of petulance and perturbation for one installment of You Mad, Bro? Last week, I took a little jab at Kenny Pickett and his exit from Pittsburgh on social media. Corey got very defensive about it. Well, it's been less than 2 months since Pickett was traded, after more than a year of Pitt fans and some Steelers fans telling me I was being too hard on him. So, you tell me, what's a fair amount of time given that comp? I hate to break it to you, Corey, but being critical of players when they don't play well enough is kind of in the job description. I learned that while I was attending journalism school at Penn State. Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't go to Penn State. I never took any online courses from Penn State. I never rooted for Penn State. I have no immediate family connection to Penn State. Only on a few occasions have I ever been on the campus of Penn State. Although, I have interviewed Todd Blackledge a few times, and for a conspiratorial Pitt fan like you I can see how that might be considered close enough. Elite tackle prospect fires blunt message to Steelers. Draft analysts have connected Georgia offensive tackle Amarius Mims to the Pittsburgh Steelers for much of the offseason. On April 24, Mims addressed those rumors directly in front of reporters. Mims made it clear he wouldn't mind playing with the Steelers, who drafted 2 of his former teammates last year. It would mean a lot, Mims told reporters via Steelers Depot, when asked about the idea of playing with Broderick Jones and Darnell Washington again. Like I said, just reuniting with the Georgia guys again. Guys like Darnell, of course Broderick, and George. Just like I said, we got a bond. It'll be great spending however much time I can possible with them, however long I would be there. So, that'll be definitely nice. The Steelers drafted Mims' offensive line teammate, Broderick Jones, at number 14 overall in the first round last year. Pittsburgh then drafted Bulldogs tight end Darnell Washington in the 3rd round. During the 2022 draft, the Steelers selected Georgia wide receiver George Pickens. It would not be surprising if Pittsburgh continues its run on Georgia players during the 2024 NFL Draft. According to the NFL Mock Draft Database, 15.1% of NFL mock drafts have projected the Steelers to target Mims at number 20 overall. That ranked Mims second among most likely draft picks for the Steelers at number 20. He was also just barely ranked second. NFL Mock Draft Database considers Oregon center Jackson Powers Johnson the most likely pick for the Steelers in the first round. Overall, 15.2% of NFL mock drafts have predicted Pittsburgh to draft the Oregon center. The Steelers won't have to be concerned about Mims fitting in. All 3 of the Georgia players on Pittsburgh's roster played with Mims in college. They also won national championships together. If the Steelers drafted Mims, the team could have a Georgia tandem starting at left and right tackle in 2024. Jones played left tackle in college while Mims started at right tackle at the end of the 2022 season. As a rookie, Jones started 11 games at right tackle with 2021 4th-round pick Dan Moore Jr. remaining at left tackle. But that doesn't appear to be the team's long-term plan. Versatility on the offensive line is important. Jones proved that he could play right tackle. But he was drafted to be a left tackle and eventually he will be a left tackle, Khan told reporters at the NFL Combine on February 29. When that is, time will tell, but he was drafted to be a left tackle. If Mims is ready to start immediately in 2024, the Steelers could flip Jones back to left tackle this fall. Meanwhile, Mims could start at right tackle. That would move Moore, who can't play right tackle, to the bench. Mims is fit for the Steelers because of his familiarity playing with Jones and his other Georgia teammates. But it's not Mims or bust for the Steelers. Drafting Powers Johnson, who has been another popular choice for Pittsburgh in mock drafts, would give the Steelers a new starting option at center. Entering the draft, the Steelers do not have a natural center on their roster. Duke's Graham Barton is another potential center target for Pittsburgh at number 20. There are also other offensive tackle possibilities for the Steelers. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Amarius Mims? Leave your opinion in the comments.